Hi, welcome to the very first episode of my podcast. Oh! Drum rolls. My name is Adiola, and I'll be your host for this podcast. I've thought about giving this podcast a name, and I've thought about it. I felt like it should be Jokes Apart because really, on this podcast, we'll be talking about true conversations, important conversations about life in general, conversations about relationship with our colleagues, relationship with our friends, relationship with people around us. Most importantly, we'll be talking about our relationship with God. Aside relationships, we'll be talking about parenting, we'll be talking about marriage, a whole lot of things, everything you can think of. That's what we'll be talking about. And yes, we'll be having a lot of guests. We've lined up a number of people that will be having one or two conversations with us, experts in their fields that will be talking to us about their fields on this podcast. So today I'm going to be talking about something that is very dear to my heart. That's what I'm going to call it, because it's currently what I'm experiencing, and I know that there are a lot of people out there that are currently going through the same thing. For example, I know about 30 people that we are in the same boat, and it's kind of challenging. So today I'll be talking about not beating around the bush. I'll be talking about changing careers, switching careers, and not just switching careers from any career to any career, but switching career from whatever we've been doing before to moving into tech. I know it's very popular. Everybody's switching into tech. Everybody is everywhere on social media. On Instagram, you open your Instagram, everybody's talking about one course here, switching to tech, how important it is to work in tech, how the world is turning to a global village. You need to move. You need to move. But I think so many people have said a lot of things about the advantage of moving to tech, which is very important because the world is becoming a global village, really. Moving to tech is special, it's sweet. We talk about six figures, we talk about those big figures, and it's very interesting. Those are some of the conversations that I've heard from people, some of the podcasts that I've listened to that made me take the first step into switching into tech. I'm not fully there, but I took a step. I started my MSc in artificial intelligence and data analysis. Whoo! Looking back, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I decided to run my master's in that field. But I think switching into tech, nobody talks about how difficult it is. Yes, there are a lot of advantage. You make money, you're this, you work from home, there's spec, you get your shares, you become a stakeholder. There's a lot of sweet perks around it, especially they say, there's shortage of women in data analysis, there's shortage of women in the artificial intelligence world, women in tech, black women in tech, there's all of that. But nobody really talks about these disadvantages or how tough it is to move into tech. If you want to move into tech, I'm not fully into it. I'm just taking a step, as I said. But if you want to move into tech, please be sure that you want to be consistent in your life. For instance, you can be whatever role you want to be without being consistent. You can be an admin officer and you just be there, use the same system you've been using, or there's a new system, you're moving from Odoo to ERP, your company, whatever, trains you on how to use Odoo and ERP, and that's it. You can be HR, and yes, the world is evolving, but it's just Excel. You're just going to sit down and prepare people's payroll. There's a template for it already. There's a template for attendance. There's a template for this. Or you can be a salesperson, and yes, you want to use social media to talk to your clients, but most times it's physical. Convince people, have sweet mouth, and whatever it is, and you're good with your career and you're excelling. But switching into tech is, I'm not going to say it's tough, but I think that's the right word for it. It requires consistency. You'll be here today and somebody is talking about the new word, whatever, the new language to learn is PHP. And next year, they're not writing PHP again. People have moved up. If you're still sitting down there telling interviewer that I can write PHP, man, I hate to move on. Everybody has moved on from PHP. If you're saying my language is C++, the next company you're going to work might not even require C++. Then what's the next thing? What do they use there? Oh, they use JavaScript. Now you have to start learning how to write JavaScript. Like, nobody talks about how tough it is to learn. And they say techbo, you see them locking themselves up inside their house, looking for one bug for hours. How? Looking for just one mistake that you might not find in 2-3 days. Nobody is looking at how consistent they have to be in terms of learning. Nobody is talking about the hard work, the tears. Have you seen a tech bro looking for one crazy bug in their code? I'm sure you guys have seen the meme. Did I just say meme? I'm sorry. Your data. I'm sorry. My friends are going to attack me. The meme going on online saying that when you write your code, when a tech bro writes their code and it runs for the first time, the joy in it. Like, imagine you writing all of those things and giving it out to your supervisor, and you feel like, oh, it's all done. Then they say no, you have to start all over again. Hard work, tears, the sweat. I'm not even going to say so much about coding. They are non-coding tech jobs, yes, but they are tough. They require consistency. And when I mean consistency, I mean it's in every word of consistency. Like, you're going through Excel and there are thousands and thousands of things you have to learn from Excel. Have you seen somebody writing Python? Hey, jeez, when I started learning Python, I had to say no. I'm not doing this again. And somebody was saying, no, SQL is simple now. SQL is just, what's simple about it? Is it 2 plus 1? Like, no, it's not. I'm not a lazy person. Don't say, somebody say, she's lazy. That's it. No. But I want to say that if you're not somebody that is extremely consistent with your life, you know, there are some people that they have I don't care attitude. You can just sleep, wake up and wear your clothes and become admin officer and become sales person and just dress up and just sweet talk people. If you're somebody like that, please stay in your career, build it up and get to sales manager, marketing manager, get to the top there. If you know that you're not somebody that is consistent, somebody that is not tired of learning. Some people just finish BSc and that's it. Even if they want to go for MS, they want to go for the smallest course. I just want to have the quali. If you're somebody like that, please and please, tech is not for you. Don't bother stressing yourself. But if you're somebody that you're not even just a fico, you're somebody that is not tired of being consistent. You're somebody that is not tired of following patterns. All those people that say, we'll wake up by 8 o'clock, by 10 o'clock, we'll finish this task. But if you're that kind of person that your life is patterned, yes, you can go into tech. And here is it. I don't want anybody coming for me to say that, it's because you are this, you don't want people to go into tech. No, I'm just saying know your strengths. If your strength is in side hustles, you want to sell bags, you want to cook, you want to focus on your strengths. Don't follow that train on everybody is doing tech. I want to follow suit. I want to do tech. If you want to do tech, there's a lot. It will take your sweat. It will take your tears. Sometimes you go to bed crying because you've not achieved whatever it is that you want to achieve. If you're not strong, I'm sorry, but I don't want to say it can lead you to depression because that's really extreme. But it can make you feel like, what is it that I'm doing that is not coming out well? Because you just have to keep learning. This year it is SQL. Next year it is Python. Next tomorrow is something else. You can't just stay on what you know. You have to keep informing yourself. If you're somebody like that you crave learning, yes, go into tech. And another narrative that I want to bring up here is that when you do tech, the next thing you're getting a job. I can't count how many rejections I've gotten. Like, I practically wait for the rejection emails now. Like, you keep applying here and there. You're switching into tech. Everybody is switching into tech. But the HR is saying they want somebody with 6 years experience. You can't lie in tech that I have 20 years experience. Where's your portfolio? Where did you work? Show me everything that you've done. Where did you work? Give me your reference. Especially if you're in the UK, everybody needs your reference. You do DBS, you do reference. How do you want to lie? Where's the lie that you want to lie inside your CV? It's really difficult to lie. Except if maybe you own your company and say, it's really difficult. You can't even lie that you've worked here because they want to see your experience. They want to see what you've done. And the rejection emails, jeez. Before I started, when I watch videos of people saying that there are a lot of rejections when you're switching to tech, I felt like 50 or I've had more than 50 rejections. Of course, I know there is God. I know that my yes is coming. I know that there will be multiple years. But if you're not emotionally strong in this journey of switching to tech, then you just fall halfway. And that's not the aim. My aim is not, the aim of this video actually is not to discourage you, whatever, as the first rounds might feel. It's just how I feel and I want to pour it out. It is just that it's informing us that yes, there are a lot of good, the pros, but we have to know the cons so that we'll really prepare our mind when we are switching into tech. Am I loving my journey? Yes, I am. Is it difficult? Yes, it is very difficult. Am I still pushing? Yes, I'm still pushing. Am I there yet? No, I'm not in any way, but I'm trusting God, of course, and I know that something good is going to come out of it. I spent a lot of pounds. My husband's hard-earned money to be able to pay school fees and boot camp and all of that. I know that something good will come out of it. I'm just saying that if you are out there and your career is working for you and you're not somebody that wants to stress yourself, please stay with your career. There's nothing wrong in being a sales executive. There's nothing wrong with being a marketing manager. There's nothing wrong with being an HR manager. There's nothing wrong with being an operations manager. Just top up your game. Learn new skills and all of that. Stay on your lane. It's not bad. I don't want anybody batching me for this video. This is my very first video. Don't batch me. Don't bash me. Hope I'm speaking the right English, but anyways. But I'm just saying that if you want to switch into tech, be courageous. Hold yourself together. Be prepared for whatever storm, because sometimes it's overwhelming. One of these days, I have like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 20 friends that have switched from their normal careers to tech and how difficult their journey is. Sometimes when I think of how difficult it is, I just place a call to them and they encourage me. I've said all my rants of how bad I feel. So I'm sure when they come here, we're going to have some conversations together. They will encourage everybody, including me, because I need the encouragement, man. I think I've said a lot for the first podcast, but that's how I feel, man. That's how I really feel. I'll be pouring out my heart most times on this podcast, and I hope that you go along this journey with me. I'm not saying no, what I've said is right. It's just how I feel. It's just my opinion. My opinion can change tomorrow. Presently, this is how I feel. This is what is burning my body. So everything that is really burning, that is happening to me, I'm going to be sharing it with everybody. I'm going to be as vulnerable as possible. And I hope you ride with me. See you. Love you. See you in the next episode. Love you. Shout out to my producer. Bye, guys.